All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Thursday, June 8th, 2023. Some guys' biggest slate of games today as we've had the last few days, but we got a hockey game and then a few baseball games.
We had a few of them start early.
Um, I didn't have too bad of a day yesterday. I was 4-3.
Went 3-2.
I was 3-1, and
I had to rain out. I had 6 games, but the Yankees and White Sox rained out yesterday, so I ended up having just 5 games. So I was 3-2.
I was 3-2 in Major League Baseball, and then 1-1 on the NBA. Because I took the over again, and that wasn't even. They didn't get close to the over at all.
Let's go Reds. I don't know. They wouldn't do anything last time I checked today.
They don't do anything today. They've had a couple big comeback wins last couple nights.
Yeah, they was getting their ass kicked last I checked.
Yeah, last I saw, they were still. They were still down pretty good last I saw. But
yeah, they lost 6-0.
But yeah, I mean, they had them 2 big walk off wins last couple nights after being way down.
Yep.
But not today.
Nope.
Offense is hitting the ball good. Our pitching has to get a little better.
Ashcraft went off the field hurt.
Yep.
Too. So, but he's been struggling anyway a little bit lately.
All right. Well, last night had NBA finals. They actually play tomorrow. They're actually only taking one day off in between games. This time on it.
Just one day off?
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow night.
Huh.
I was kind of surprised.
Won't they make up their mind what they're doing?
Hey, how's it going, Billy? Glenn says no one really. Yeah, that's true. That is true. You don't see a whole lot. It don't seem like you see a lot of sweeps in series in Major League Baseball.
It's not easy to do.
If you look at the last 3 or 4 series, we played pretty good. Other than we had that one
Yankees series,
that one, but the Brewers.
Yeah,
the other day
had the Yankees, and then we come back and swept the Cubs. And
played good against the Red Sox.
Yep.
Won that series.
Yep.
And then we
lose
3 in a row to Brewers.
Yep.
Was able to win one.
I'll be a little more consistent.
I think a lot of that will come with the bullpen getting more consistent. But NBA Finals last night, Denver win 109-94, take a 2-1 lead. Denver really took control of that game in the third quarter, and after that, really never got close. I think they did get within 10. I think in the fourth quarter at one there with like a couple minutes left, but didn't get no closer than that.
Do you think it's over?
Yeah, but I thought Denver was going to win the series the whole time.
Well, I had them in 6, but I mean,
that's why I took Denver in 6. But I think
it might be 5 now.
It could be. Miami has to. They have to win this next game to have a chance. You can't go down 3-1.
Not to Denver,
and you can't lose. You can't lose your 2 games at home. I mean, Denver's only lost 1 game on the road in the playoffs, which was to the Heat. But you have to win. Miami's going to have to win at home to be able to win this series.
Like you said, man, they shot 50% from 3-point, better win the game. You see how good they had to play to beat Denver, barely.
And Denver didn't play great. And Denver played better, but Denver still hasn't played their best game. Miami didn't play bad. I just think Denver's defense has been better for one, and when you have two guys that have 30-point triple doubles, I mean,
it's
going to be hard. And I mean, Jokic had over 20 rebounds itself as well.
These guys are cracking me up on TV. I don't agree. They're sitting there saying you could be the best player in the world and not be the MVP? I don't get that. If Joker's the best player in the world, how can I be the MVP of the league that he plays in?
Because the reason he didn't get MVP, and I don't care what any of them say, was because they didn't want to give it. They didn't want to give it to a guy 3 years in a row.
Which is bullcrap.
The voters didn't want to give it to the same guy 3 years in a row.
But I don't understand.
And that's not. Don't get me wrong. That's not right.
No, I just don't understand. What it came down to. I don't understand the statement. If you're the best player in the world and you play in the NBA, how could you not be the MVP of the league? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But like I told you, when the MVP stuff was going around, there was when the guys were watching on TV said, "Well, Embiid should get it because he's never had it before. Jokic has already had it twice." That shouldn't have nothing to do with it. You don't give it to a guy because you feel sorry for him. I mean, if that's what we're basing the MVP on, might as well not even have an MVP award. Oh, I feel sorry. He hasn't been good enough to beat this guy the last 2 years, so let's let him have it this year.
If he's the best player in the league 10 years in a row, he should get it 10 years in a row. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but I mean, come on.
But then they've done it to other guys.
Oh, I know.
I mean, there's
just him.
There's times that Jordan could have been MVP and didn't get it. There's times LeBron could have been MVP and didn't get it. So, I mean.
Well, it's sports writers voting on it. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, in my
opinion. Billy says politics suck. Yep, that's what it comes. A lot of it comes down to, especially with the sports writers doing the voting. Hell, I mean, you had a guy that didn't even have Jokic in his top 5.
Yeah, didn't even vote for him. Who was it? It was a guy that
was Mark
Jackson. Didn't even vote for him.
Then now you got Mark Jackson on TV talking about how good Jokic is and how he's one of the greatest of all time and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but he wasn't good enough for you to vote as an MVP.
And I do.
Billy says go Vegas.
Yep, I agree. Let's go Vegas. Let's go ahead and get him down 3-0. Let's knock him out. Give him a knockout punch tonight. Not going to be easy, though, in Florida.
Glenn says sympathy award. To me, that's what it was, kind of. Especially if you listen to some of these guys on TV and on the radio. That was basically what they were saying. Well, not basically. That's what they were saying. All right. See, we'll jump into the baseball. You got Orioles and Brewers are playing right now. Brewers are up 3-0, top of the 5th. You also have the Giants and the Rockies already playing. That game is tied 1-1, bottom of the 1st. There was another game on it. It must have just ended. I did have 3 games up here. Now it's only 2. First game I'm going to go with today. You have the Chicago White Sox at the New York Yankees. This is game 1 of a doubleheader after they postponed yesterday's game because of the smoke situation from the fires there in Canada. I mean, hell, that's even affecting us down here a little bit. You can see it here a little bit. The pictures I saw in New York, they were pretty weird looking. But anyway, you have the White Sox, Yankees. Yankees are 1.5 run favorites, minus 142 on the money line. White Sox are plus 120 on the money line. Over under is at 8 runs. The White Sox are 27-35, 11-20 on the road. They will have Lynn on the mound tonight. Lynn is 4-6 with a 6.55 ERA. The White Sox are 4-1 over their last 5. They're hitting .239 as a team with a 4.69 ERA. The Yankees are 36-26 on the season, 19-14 at home. They will have Severino on the mound for game 1 tonight. He is 0-1 with a 5.28 ERA. Yankees are 2-3 over their last 5. Yankees are hitting .234 as a team and have a 3.68 team ERA. I'm going to go with the Yankees here on the money line for game 1 today. Then you have the next game I'm going to go with Houston Astros at the Toronto Blue Jays. Astros are 1.5 run favorites, minus 106 on the money line. Blue Jays are minus 110 on the money line. So this game's close to a pick 'em. Over-unders at 8 runs. The Astros are 36-26 on the season, 18-12 on the road. They will have Valdez on the mound tonight, who is 6-4 with a 2.16 ERA. Astros are 2-3 over their last 5. They're hitting 247 as a team on the season with a 3.25 team ERA. The Blue Jays are 35-28, 17-11 at home. They will have Barrios on the mound. He's 5-4 with a 3.66 ERA. Blue Jays are 4-1 over their last 5 games. Blue Jays are hitting 264 as a team with a 3.83 team ERA. I like the Blue Jays here at the plus 1.5. Blue Jays have won, I think 2 out of the 3 games against Houston this series, and I like the Blue Jays at home. They've been playing some good baseball. Oh yeah, that's the game that just ended. Was the Tampa Bay Rays game? They won 4-1.
Tampa Bay starting to get hot again, ain't it?
Glenn said, "Yeah, you can see it over the skyline here from my place, 21 floors high." Yeah, it's a little hazy here and even north of Indy. So,
we're only 50 or 60 games in baseball, but if you was going to pick your 2 teams, National League team and American League team, who would you pick? Right now, I think you'd have to pick Tampa Bay in the American League right now. Who would you pick in the National League? Is there anybody? They all been kind of up and down. Dodgers have really been up and down.
There ain't really been no. I'd say maybe the Braves. The Braves have been playing pretty good here lately, but they've been up and down. There hasn't really been a dominant team in the National League. See, next game I like is going to be the Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians are 1.5 run favorites, minus 146 on the money line. Boston is plus 124 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. The Red Sox are 31-31 on the season, 14-15 on the road. They have Damati starting tonight. This is going to be his first action of the season. Red Sox are 1-4 over their last 5. They're hitting 260 as a team on the season, and they have a 4.64 team ERA. The Guardians are 28-33 on the season, 13-16 at home. They have Savali on the mound, who's 1-1 with a 2.04 ERA. Guardians are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting 235 as a team, and have a 3.77 team ERA. I like the Red Sox here at the plus 1.5. One thing that worries me about the Guardians, especially against this team like Boston, is Guardians hitting the ball. Boston can get on fire and really hit the ball, and they're hitting 260 as a team, and the Guardians are hitting 235. So I'm gonna go with Boston at the plus 1.5. And then last game I like, New York Mets, Atlanta Braves. The Braves are 1.5 run favorites, minus 198 in the money line. The Mets are plus 166 on the money line. Mets are 30-32 on the season, 15-20 on the road. They will have Verlander on the mound tonight, 2-3 with a 4.25 ERA. The Mets are 0-5 over the last 5 games. They're hitting 238 as a team and have a 4.58 team ERA. Mets have one of the highest payrolls in baseball and are under 500. They haven't been able to be consistent. They've been up and down a lot. And with all that payroll you have, you would think you'd be hitting the ball better than 238. and you'd think your ERA would be a little bit better. But Braves are 37-24 on the season, 17-14 at home. They will have Strider on the mound tonight, who is 6-2 with a 2.97 ERA. Braves are 4-1 over their last 5 games. They're hitting 261 as a team on the season with a 3.68 team ERA. I like the Braves here on the money line. Just like I just mentioned a little bit, Braves have been one of the better teams in the National League the whole season. You haven't really had that real dominant team. But, Braves have been one of the more consistent teams. They've been up and down a little bit, but not as bad as a lot of teams. And they can hit the ball, and they have a pretty good pitching staff. So I like the Braves on the money line. So my picks for Major League Baseball Day will be Yankees money line. That's game one of a doubleheader because they do play another game later this evening. That game actually starts here in about a half hour. Game one does. Blue Jays at the +1.5, Red Sox +1.5, and the Braves on the money line. That's going to be my baseball picks for today.
Yeah, my Major League Baseball for today, and it was tough because I really didn't like too much, but I went with the White Sox and Yankees. Yankees money line the first game. I went the second game. I went Yankees money line again. Like I said, I didn't like very many games. I went with Houston money line against Toronto, and the Mets at Atlanta. I went Atlanta money line. That's what I went with. And then tonight for the hockey, I've got Vegas winning money line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vegas tonight as well in the hockey. That's gonna be my picks for today.
I'm not gonna say Florida can't come back because they can get hot, and their goalie has been really good. I know he hadn't been good the last 2 games, but if they can get things figured out, they could be dangerous. But Vegas got a lot of depth. I think it's going to be harder for Florida to come back and win, 4 games with that depth Vegas has got. I think it's going to be difficult. What do you think about Chris Paul?
I think he might end back up with the Suns. I think the Suns I think they're going to basically waive him, and then they might bring him back for less money. I don't blame him. I think he's due like $30 million. He's not worth $30 million at this point in his career. I was listening to Brian Windhorst earlier talking. I guess there's an option where they could get that salary down to maybe like 18. But right now it's basically up to the Suns. Do they want to do that, or are they just going to flat out and release him and then him go other places? And I mean, to me, if you're picking up a Chris Paul, it all depends on the salary. If you can get him for $5-10 million a season, I wouldn't give him probably no more than maybe. Me personally, I wouldn't go like 15. I mean, he's an older player. If you can get him at a good price, he can come in and help you. But he's not going to be a guy that's going to be a real big difference maker. And look how long. I mean, look at his injury history. Even in the playoffs, he's never been able to really stay healthy in the playoffs and help a team get to that next level. A lot of people think he's going to wind up with the Lakers. Which if you're the Lakers and you can get him on a decent deal, I mean that makes sense. They could use a point guard, and he wouldn't have to come in and be. I mean, you wouldn't have to depend on him to be like your guy.
Depending on how much you're gonna pay him. I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think they could get him probably a pretty decent deal.
But I mean, as far as health wise, is he more dependable than a Kyrie? But I mean, head wise, I think he's definitely more dependable than Kyrie. Kyrie's a flake, but
okay, let's see. Don says, I have 200. Would you tell me to put it on Vegas tonight? I feel lucky, and I know y'all know NHL.
Florida's been really good at home in the playoffs. Vegas has been pretty good on the road in the playoffs. But I'm not telling you to put $300 on either one.
Said he was thinking about the under the 6, but I'm going to stay off that.
I will tell you this. If Vegas, their record is like, this was before this series started, when they was playing the other series. They were like 45-4 this year when they scored 3 goals. That's the magic number for them. If Vegas scores 3 goals, they're almost unbeatable. And with their lines, they're so deep, they can score 3 goals quite a bit. So yeah, I like Vegas, but I don't know about no $300 on them.
I think Vegas wins tonight. I mean, just going by the first 2 games of the series, I just think their depth has been a big factor. But you are going to Florida now, so that can change things a little bit. But they've been a good road team. So yeah, I really like Florida on the money line.
Like Florida,
not Florida. Vegas on the money line.
Golden State.
Damn it, Vegas. Golden Knights.
Golden Knights.
Yeah, I like Vegas on the money line. They've been I don't know. There's the depth they have has been the difference.
That's a Frankie wet dream, man. What Glenn says.
Yeah, I mean, him going to Lakers, I think helps, but I don't think that closes. They don't close the gap from.
Now, do you know?
To me, that don't close the gap between them and the Nuggets. I mean, by bringing in Chris Paul, that's not closing the gap between them and the Nuggets.
Do the Nuggets have any free agents?
I don't believe so. I believe most.
So you think that team's pretty much intact?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that team's pretty much going to be intact. That's what I'm saying. You bring in a guy like Chris Paul, that's not closing that gap. What's that going to make it from a 4-0 sweep to maybe a 3-1? I mean,
5 games.
Yeah. So
Billy Buzz told Don Play, do it. Put it all on Vegas. Let it ride.
I do. I think Vegas wins.
I think tonight. Vegas is going to win, but I'm not going to tell you to put that.
Why not?
Well, I could tell him to do it. If he's crazy enough to do it. That's all it is. Do what you feel.
Dude, he was like 10 feet from hitting that ball out of the whole stadium.
De La Cruz, yep. 458 feet.
He's going off to. I thought it was going to be a bit farther than that.
You know, McClain has already got 30 hits.
Yeah,
he's been playing what? He's been playing a month yet?
I don't think so. Just
dude is on fire, man.
Yeah, Murray got a rebound with 8 seconds left in the game to get his triple double. I'm sure they're probably going to say, "Oh, he shouldn't have been in the game no more." They're just, hey, if you have the game in control and you know your guy is one away from getting a triple double, that's going to be the first time in NBA history that 2 teammates have had a 30-point triple double in the same night. Get it? I mean, you know what I mean? I don't have a big problem with it. Other than, I mean, you don't want to mess around and get a guy hurt. I mean, so I can understand that part of it. But that dude right there should be getting a lot of talk today. He played a great good game last night. Yeah. Rookie Brown. He played some big minutes in that game defensively, and came out even with some plays on offense. But he was a big difference maker last night. This play right here was crazy. I saw a replay of it last night, and that was with bases loaded in the 9th, in a tie game. But that throw that dude made off his ass to second base to get that double play started was crazy. The Browns, the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, the red, like I said, Reds didn't get it done today, but hey, they won the series, so now you got to get ready for the next series. We play the Giants next, if I remember correct.
I think so. So,
hey, we're still right there. As long as we can stay competitive going into the second half of the season, I'll be happy. Yep. And I tell you what, we got a lot of young players playing at a high level right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
We need our pitching we need our bullpen to step up. If our bullpen can step up, we can we can make a little bit of noise because we have a lineup that can score some runs. I know sometimes they're not real. Sometimes they have their ups and downs. But that's with anybody. But we can score runs. Our biggest problem is we might score 9 runs and give up 10.
Well, Bam had a pretty good game last night, didn't he?
Yeah. But you're also with the Red. Well, not even just the Reds. I was thinking about this last night in baseball. If you're watching this year, it seems like there's a lot more runs being scored.
Yep.
I mean, you're seeing a lot more games that are 5-4, 6-5. It seems like you're seeing more games where both teams are scoring runs than like your 1-0 and 2-1 games. Seems like you're seeing seeing more teams score 4 or 5 runs a game. I would say some of that's due to the fact you took away the shift. I think that's some of it because now some of these hits or some of the hits that used to be base hits or base hits again. You have seen teams be more aggressive running the bases as well. The Reds are one of the most aggressive running the bases. Sometimes it's like, dude, you guys settle down. You're trying to steal too many damn bases. Went from never really run it, a team that never ran much to that's all we do is run. And sometimes we get ourselves in trouble with some boneheaded running. But I like it being aggressive, but you also there's a fine line between being aggressive and going overboard. But and I think the Reds have been right on that line a lot this season. But yeah, to me, game 4 tomorrow night is a must win for the Heat. You don't want to go down 3-1, especially going down 3-1, losing 2 games at home. Because they're not Billy Hamilton. But I'll tell you what, though, this damn Dela Cruz pretty fucking fast. That triple he had last night.
10
Was it last night or the night before? No, it was last night. 10.83 seconds from home to third, and that was the fastest of the season in Major League Baseball. Because that hit he got, usually you're looking, that's probably a double. And he never hesitated one bit. I think he knew from the moment he hit it he was going for 3. But it's like, man, Duke and Cook. They got a lot of speed, and they do got a lot of speed on the team. Don't get me wrong, Glenn. They don't have Billy Hamilton speed all over that team like that. He was a game changer. If he could have just figured out how to get on base consistently, he would have been. Hamilton would have been.
Whew. And he was not terrible defensively either.
So. He just struggled getting on base. But I mean, you have Dela Cruz now. You have McLean, Steer, and then that's not even counting Friedel, who I think went on I want to say 10 or 14 day IL last week, and he was hitting like 300, close to 300. India's playing well. I mean, you got a lot of young players on that team playing some good baseball right now. And it seems like a team. I don't know if you watched them last year. I know last year they got off that terrible start, but there's a lot of times it just seemed like they wasn't into the games and stuff. This seems like a team that's more together and are enjoying themselves a little more. It's a lot easier to enjoy yourself when you're competing, even if you're losing. If you're competing in games. I think last year that start kind of derailed some of it, but it's going to be interesting to see how we go into the All-Star break and then what we come out of the All-Star break looking like. I mean, because you're getting ready at Votto, which I think is going to be, to me, probably a DH quite a bit, especially first coming back, which to me could be a good thing because that's a veteran guy you're adding to the locker room, and he can be another guy that can hit the ball. If you use him at DH some, don't have to play him all the time at this point in his career either. So
you got that another real good rookie down there in Louisville too, that Strand. Yeah, that's really good.
Their biggest problem is they have all these infielders. And you can only it's going to be hard to get all these guys in the lineup unless you So you change some guys, some positions, and how's that going to work out? Steer's done a good job. I think he's done a great job so far over at first base for never really playing first base, and he's getting and he's been playing first and doing a pretty good job. Stevenson had a big hit last night. He's a guy that hasn't been playing bad. He just it seems like when he don't catch, sometimes they don't get him in the lineup because of everybody you have. But he got a big home run last night too that helped get the Reds back in that game after Dela Cruz's home run. So, no, hey, it's been fun so far. They've been better than what I thought they were going to be so far this year. I just hope they can stay competitive and finish the year strong, and then hopefully we can build off of it. I know at the beginning of the season or during the offseason, everybody kept saying the Reds felt like they were going to be able to compete next year, and I'm thinking, well, we're a long way from being able to compete. But now I guess we're starting to kind of see what they thought they had, what they were seeing, because if we can strengthen that pitching staff up, I mean, if we can keep improving there, I think we have a team that can compete.
Do you think a healthy Ashcraft, a healthy Lewandowski, Abbott, of course Green? I mean, you got 4 real young pitchers there, man. Like under the age of what, 25?
You got to figure that bullpen out. That's what worries me more than that worries me more than our starters, really. Because I mean, even Weaver, he's came in and had spot starts where he hasn't pitched.
Well, the other guy has pitched pretty well. Can't think of his name right now. He's pitched pretty well. I don't think he was real great the last start, but he had 3 or 4 starts, pretty good, young guy. So I mean, they got a lot of young arms there. Again, the bullpen's a big problem still. I think they've got the closer figured out.
Yeah, I like Diaz at closer, and this is only his second year. He's a young guy. I think we have a chance there with him, but we got to figure out guys that can come in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning and give you a couple innings to get you to that point.
I'd be a lot more comfortable if our pitchers are going at least 6.
Yeah, I would too, but in Major League Baseball now, if a pitcher goes 6, that's starting to get kind of rare. 6, 7 innings. I mean, I agree. I like to see our pitcher go that, but some nights that's not going to happen, and you need a bullpen to be able to come in and give you some innings. And we could be up 8-0 going into the 8th inning, and I'm still worried because I've seen it happen.
Yep, 5 runs going to the 9th, and I'll be worried.
Yeah. So
with Diaz in there, I'm not as worried. But if he goes in, if he's in,
the problem is if you're up 8-0, he's usually not in.
Yeah.
And then time you have to put him in, then you've lost the momentum and you're trying to get it back. I don't know.
I mean, so far though, if he's winning the 9th inning with a 1-run lead or 2-run lead or whatever,
I think our bullpen
he's held.
I think our bullpen pitches better when we're down a run or it's like a tie game than what we do when we have
a lead,
if we have a 3 or 4 run lead.
Seems that way.
Well, we're 5.5 games back, so we haven't fell back too much. I mean, we're still within striking distance. We're still right there. Who would ever thought the Arizona Diamondbacks would be ahead of that division, ahead of the Dodgers?
They're 8-2 in the last 10 right now. They're playing really well.
Yeah, they're playing some.
Whether they can hold on, that's different. Pretty good UFC card coming up this weekend.
Oh, is there a UFC this weekend?
You got Nunez.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And you got Olivier.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I hadn't really even looked at it, but yeah,
that's 289.
That won't be too bad of a card. Might get to see a little bit of it on the way back or when we get back. But thanks for joining us today. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button on YouTube at GonzoSportsRoom. Also, don't forget, check us out, podcast form, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Please rate and review. We'd greatly appreciate it. follow us Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at GonzoSportsRoom. That's where we post all the different information about our shows. We will be at a wrestling show this Saturday night, but just did find out we won't have internet. So we're gonna record and we'll end up airing it. I'll put out exactly what day we're gonna air it. I'll look at next week's schedule and get that figured out. But hey, if you can be in Lebanon, Indiana, go check out WCWO Saturday night. They also have a show tomorrow night there in Indianapolis. It's their normal show. Go check it out.
Oh, that they got a free show Sunday.
Yeah, and then they got a free show on Sunday in Mooresville at a pizza.
Of course, I can't think.
I forget where it's at.
We'll give it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll give it tomorrow. But it's in Mooresville. Be a free show.
I know it's at 4:00 Sunday. They're in Mooresville.
So they got shows every day this weekend. Yeah. Like I said, we'll be there Saturday night. We'll probably air it Sunday, either Sunday or Monday or something. We'll get that figured out. The next Saturday will be DCCW Juneteenth show here in Muncie. That's always a great time. So if you're in the Muncie area, that's a free show. Bring your lawn chair, come out, enjoy the weather. They have free. They usually have free food and all kinds of different stuff going on there at the festival.
There's other food vendors there too that you can buy food too.
And you also have the wrestling, so it's usually a good time. I know that I think last year they had a couple of musical acts as well. Yep. So there's also they usually have a lot of different forms of entertainment going on up there, and a lot of things for kids to do. So go check that out. But we appreciate everybody watching. My picks one more time, real quick: Golden Knights money line, Yankees money line in game 1 against the White Sox today. Blue Jays plus 1.5, Red Sox plus 1.5, and the Braves on the money line. But, hope everybody has a great Thursday. We'll see you guys tomorrow right around 3:00 for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Have a great day.